Merry Little Batman is really good fun. I love Christmas films, I love animations, I'm a fan of Batman. This definitely appealed to me, and I'm pleased to say I rather enjoyed it. It's not necessarily what I expected, not really in a bad way, but I don't know if every Batman fan is going to love this because it does feel a little bit more aimed at perhaps a slightly younger audience than a lot of Batman films. So I don't know if it will be for everybody, but I definitely recommend it. And if you are a Batman fan, I'd love to know what you think of it. This was released in 2023. It's directed by Mike Roth with a screenplay by Morgan Evans and Jase Ritchie. And we have a voice cast including Luke Wilson as Batman and Yonas Kibreab as Damian Wayne. Damian Wayne is Bruce Wayne's son. And on the surface level, this is about Batman going out and fighting villains at Christmas time. I won't tell you which villains are in this. I won't spoil it. For me, that was part of the fun of wondering which other characters, which other DC characters Batman would encounter, so I don't want to give anything away. But I will say that the villain selection is pretty great. I was very happy with that. But more importantly, this is actually about Damian Wayne's relationship with his father and the fact that his father doesn't really listen to him and acknowledge that he's growing up and is able to take on more responsibilities. But on the flip side, it's also about how Damian Wayne maybe isn't fully aware of how his father feels about things or what his father's life is like as Batman. And it's basically all about listening to each other, understanding each other, taking the time to communicate properly. And I think that that's a really brilliant message, and it's very beautifully told against the backdrop of this fun, kind of festive story. It's not the most Christmassy film ever. We do have some snowy scenes, and I personally don't think I've seen Batman battling in the snow before. I may have done, and I'm not remembering it, but certainly I found that to be very fun. So the story works really well. The characters are brilliant. We also have James Cromwell as Pennyworth. Absolutely love that character. I won't say any of the other characters, as I said, I don't want to give it away, but I did like the character selection in this. I was very happy with who we got. The animation style is mostly really satisfying. There are a couple of moments, or a couple of maybe some of the facial expressions and things that I didn't love. Not so much from our main characters, but from supporting characters. I just didn't love every aspect of the animation, but in general, quite liked it. Really satisfying color palettes, so absolutely no issues there. The story itself, really great. The pacing is really great. It's quite, well, I was going to say it's quite long. It's about an hour and a half. Going into it, I had just expected, or I guess assumed incorrectly, that it would be on the shorter side of feature length, and actually it's not. And I think it's a very well written, well developed narrative with quite a lot to offer. If you're a Batman fan, I think you'll really thoroughly enjoy it. The animation is generally pretty sweet. The relationship between father and son is beautifully explored, and the festive aspect is not too bad either. So I'm quite happy. I am a casual Batman fan. Batman is my favourite superhero. I've seen a good handful of Batman things, but there are still, I think, quite a few that I haven't seen. So I'm not a die-hard Batman fan. I'd love to know what you think of it if you are a huge Batman fan. Was it a delight? Was it a disappointment? Are you kind of on the fence? Personally, I rather enjoyed it. If you're looking for a fun DC or Batman Christmas film with some really delightful characters and generally some satisfying animation, then Merry Little Batman is one that I'm certainly happy to recommend.